In this video, we're going to talk about loading data. This can be a very important step before change capture can occur to ensure that your databases are in sync as changes are moving across. So let's begin by logging into our web console. Symmetric DS will run a set of checks, and if it determines that you have at least 2 nodes set up for replication with some tables, but yet have not yet run an initial load, you'll be prompted with this Load Data Wizard. You can also access this Load Data Wizard through the Load Data shortcut on the dashboard or the Manage Nodes screen where the Load Data button with the Load Data button. So let's go ahead and hit Next. Here you'll be prompted for the source and the target nodes. In our setup, we only have 2 nodes, a server node and a client node. You can use these checkboxes to control if there were multiple nodes available here. Let's go ahead and hit Next. So we'll be asked to answer 2 questions here. The first is, how many tables do you want to load? The default will be all tables that you have configured. The second will be to select from a specified list of tables. And finally, you can select to just load tables for a particular channel. After the table selection, you'll need to determine what will happen before the load begins. Should you just send the data? Should you create tables? Purge the data on the target side, truncate tables on the target side, or run some custom SQL. In our case, we're going to create tables and then send the data. Hit Next. And here we're left with a summary, and we're going to be moving from server into external ID 1. We're going to send all tables, and we're going to create the tables before the data is sent. So let's go ahead and finish to start the load. This will bring us to the Manage Outgoing Load screen, and you'll be prompted with the message here saying that your load was started, and after a few seconds you should see the load kick off in the background. So this tells us that our load consisted of 7 batches, the time it was created, and actually ours is already completed in 5 seconds because we had a pretty small load. So this is the high level of the load. If we want to go in and look at the batches involved, we can go to the outgoing batches, and we could filter these down to the reload channel, and let's say any status. And here's the batches that made up our load. As you can see, we have a row in here for the game table, and this will probably be our create statement. We'll go into send data, and we'll see a create for the game table. And then up here you can see that the row counts are a little higher, and this will be the actual data for those tables. So again, we can go in and look, and we can see the sent data, and we see our insert statements. So that's it, and we can verify that our initial load is completed.